Hello, y'all. Welcome to Bam Bam Raw TV. I'm Bam Bam, aka the 411 Giant. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know when the next video come out. All right, on this episode, again, always about answering questions. I'm finna start going live, so we can get this dead right. You know what I'm saying? So, but to answer these questions here was, have I ever run into some problems in being a leader or trying to be a leader on the compound? First thing is, I never, ever went on any compound trying to be a leader. I went on every compound with that I want to be on the environment where I can grow, make money, survive, and be respected. And whatever I had to do to get those things, I was willing to do it because I seen myself as having a life sentence, especially after I caught that more time, and I caught that more time. So I seen me basically never getting out of jail. So my mindset was, if I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna make it home and I'm gonna make it as comfortable as possible for myself. I don't have the opportunity to go home like other people. I didn't see that in that, and God blessed me with that. But I wouldn't wish it on nobody. But I had adjusted to what I needed to adjust to. And I wouldn't wish nobody to be given up to a reprobated mind like that. But, and so on, let's go. We had there's a couple of incidents, and I have to admit, there's a couple of incidents. One is, once I started getting established from USP Florence, and I went to Leavenworth, and I put down my move that sent me to Marion. My name was already ringing. My name was ringing like, hey man, we like that little dude. That little dude is solid, but he about his business. He gonna do everything by the code. He's solid, and you like him. He ain't gonna kiss your ass, but he ain't gonna just act funny with you. So, and dude, like I say, he gonna be him. That's him. He him. I like to talk to people, like to kick it with people, like to play people. Dudes will tell you, he gonna stop you. He gonna tell you what the line is with him. We ain't gonna play around until you play too far and I hurt you. I'm gonna stop you. Papa G, we go back to Papa G, Fire Trey Avalon. I had big respect and big love for Papa G. Papa G come behind me one day and grabbed me and picked me up. Grabbed me around my arms and picked me up. I said, man, turn me loose or kill me. He said, what? Put me down. And I turned around and I looked him straight in the face. I said, Papa G, bro. I said, listen to me. If you ever grab me and pick me up like that again and take me off my feet, you're going to have to kill me because I'm going to be trying to kill you because I'm going to consider that assault on my person. Don't never grab me. And he looked at me, he like, and Papa G go hard. He said, all right, cuz, all right, okay. I said, all right, man, let's just get this straight from the get-go. I don't do all that grabbing and wrestling with me in jail, especially. You know what I'm saying? Now so I'm too small for you to be able to have me up in the air. So I got to keep my foot on the ground where gravity is my best friend. And that's a story, everybody, all my stories can be proved. Or people can verify them. I be talking to people every day who verify. So in that situation there, the first situation I get to that I run into is, well, I got some dispute. I get up to West Virginia. I take that back. First one I had was when I went to Lewisburg. When I went to Lewisburg, I get there, I'm on the yard, I'm trying to help my people eat. I'm bringing South Carolina, didn't fool with the other Carolina, and didn't fool with some of the other dudes going on. If you'll see, I got a picture where I'm standing there, but they fool with me. And I'm fooling with, I got on one picture, and everybody on there is South Carolina. Because they were doing, and I pulled them into the fold, but they wasn't messing with the car because they was having old beefs and stuff like that. So, Anyway, when I got there, it brought them into the car. And they like had me, and they're like, okay, well, you the big homie for the South, but we want to take a picture with you with just all the South Carolina dude, because you the big homie for the South Carolina. So, and I took the picture with them, Well, anyway, long story short, while we was out there, I'm going out to the yard, and I'm toting my own stuff. I got stuff all over me. I'm toting it, going out there, hitting the weight pile, and doing different things. And my homeboys, I got actually got a couple of homeboys from the street with me, and we going out there, and I see everybody making money, and I'm trying to figure out how to get everybody who fooling with us, how you can get into some money. At least let most of us try to get it. So I see that they have certain groups had a few poker tables. They go out there and they get the poker table. They start like like when it start getting warm, they would start going out there, and they'll send somebody to start going out there and sit at that table. So once they start sitting at that table, then that's their table. Now, for you to go try to take that table from you going uphill, it's easier to defend something than to take it from somebody. So therefore, I like, we're not going to do that because we don't move like that, number one. And number two, no, that's uphill battle. We don't want to waste our manpower for that. So what I did, I took a homeboy who liked the cold, deal with the cold, because I can't deal with it. I took a homeboy who deal with the cold, and I paid him to go out there in the winter. Even when it's cold, every day he would go out there and sit at that table. Sit up. Sit at the table. Sit up. He did that all the way through. So, but by the time summer came, we had already established that table for the South. Because we had somebody, sometimes I sent a few people that out there to sit with him. So we had already established the table for the South in the winter. So when they came out, started coming out, when it got warm enough for them to come out, we already had the table. So we got the table without having to fight. Without not having, they got the other tables. It was like 6 tables out there, everybody doing a little poker game. So, but that's how we got there. But in my time down there, matter of fact, what it was Highway, Linwood, the one the brother who had out of Baltimore, the old head had 100 something years, and he did like 30 something going on. I see him on podcast and stuff. He was down there. He was down there with me, and a lot of the leaders. I started a football game, a football team called the Southern Regulators, because we didn't have no football team and nobody was pushing it. So I started a football team with the Southern Regulators, but some of the leaders seen me walking and told me stuff, and they had a problem with that, and they pulled me up about it, and they said, OG, man, come on, man, you OG, man, you a legend, man. You ain't supposed to be toting your stuff out. You ain't supposed to be toting your stuff out, man. Like, hold on, man. I said, unless something wrong with my hands and stuff, man, I told my own stuff, man. I don't need nobody toting my stuff out. No, OG, that don't look good, man. Everything had to be in order. I said, man, that ain't where I move, man. I said, so I appreciate what you're saying, bro, but I don't, that ain't what I do. They invited me to it. Linwood was there, and he'll remember if you ask him, Wood, who was it? Was Heron there yet? I don't know, him, Wood, and a lot of the heads of the different black cars, they was there. So they had a meeting in which they wanted to talk to me about the protocol. And so they called a meeting and they said, come on, hey, send word to one of their dudes who was cool with me, like, hey, we're gonna meet at Saturday, 1:00, man. We're gonna meet up there. We want to talk to y'all OG, man, blah blah blah. So I'm like, man, I'm not going up there. Man, I ain't even studying that shit, man. Come on, let's go out there on the yard and get us some wine. Cause I used to go out on the yard and we used to read books. George Jackson, different kind of stuff, books that I had never had the opportunity to read. So we reading them books and we talking about them and studying. And so Find I'm sitting there and the mood come up. I'm drinking, and I said, you know what? And homeboy I just talked to the other day from Fed, he can testify to that when I went in there. He said, I said, come on, man, let's go up there. You know, I was drinking a little alcohol anyway, gonna make drinking the moonshine. I said, let me go up there just to see what they doing or see what they saying. So I walk up there, and we come up to the second floor in to the library. When we come up to the library, I got my people. They standing, and I told them, I said, do me a favor. This all don't y'all come in. Stay right there. You know what I'm saying? I said, let me know any reaction of anybody when I'm praying that way, talking to somebody. Let me know the reaction of the person behind me, cause I want to make an example out of him. If he's shaking his head like I ain't trying to hear that shit, if he acting like, oh man, this and that, let me know whatever he do. Let me decide from that. Anybody who do it, just let me know. So I go in there. I come in there. They smell alcohol on me. I said, what's going on, man? What's up with this here? So Wood, some of them like, you know, bro, we got, this the protocol in which, that we keep here and this and that, and, cause, we keep, that's what we do, cause we did. I said, oh man, I said, number one, I said, y'all the official game, man. Y'all have rules and regulations. Y'all got people sign up for that. These dudes who I got right now, they are dudes that I just come into on this compound. And when I came into them, they became my family because we moving in the same direction. But none of us in this thing right now is really bigger than the other. I said every last one of them got the same right I do and everybody else do. I said, and I respect how y'all move y'all thing, and I know it's built on the Solomon, the setting up of Solomon. Solomon set it up. Malik and Nahis and all that on down. I understand that. I've been reading a little bit. I'm from the South, but I've been reading a little bit. I said, but that's not how I move. If something wrong with me, my homeboys, everybody I got out here, they'll break their neck to tote it for me. But if I got two ample legs and two ample arms, if I tried to give them that and told them, you supposed to take this, you supposed to tote this for me just because I'm your OG, I'd have to kill them or they'll kill me. Now, if they choose to do that, if they under that protocol, that's respectful. I did not lay a protocol down like that. I don't live like that. I didn't lay that protocol down. You're looking at us like we a gang. We're not a gang. This is some dudes that I brought together under me, and we doing it. We do not have the gang protocol. We do not have that. Y'all protocols in place for a reason. And I respect them. But y'all can't force them on me. I said, y'all got some good dudes in here. I said, but I want you to understand this. Wood right there, I said, I want you to understand this. I said, if you got a dude toting your baskets, toting your shoes, doing all this here, when a situation come up, if you send that dude to me to say, hey, Bamm, Wood told me to come here and talk to him, I said, I'm not going to have no respect for him. I'm not going to even give him an audience. You going to either have to come yourself or whatever. But he is not going to have no, why? Because you in your actions, you show me he's insignificant to you. Or maybe not insignificant, but you show me how low he is on the totem pole. I know people have to move up. That's all through military. But that's in that gang thing. So my thing is, I'm going to be observing. If this dude tote your shield, do this, and he ain't doing nothing wrong. Tote your knife and going on. That should not be the dude you send to me to talk about some business. You better come yourself. Or you better send one of your top general. Or I'm not going to have no respect for the messenger. And that means, so it's off the table. And I'm going to feel like you don't respect me. That you send somebody who tote your stuff to talk to me about real business. concerning my people. And we sit there and I said what I said and I walked out there. When I walked out, boom, I talked on to the next move. My people sitting out there, they were sitting out there looking to talk the next move. Happen. I left on out there. And I asked him to do Mike Poole or Kurt, and who else was it? There's a few of them with him. I can't remember. KJ. It was a few of them. I can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, Big Mecca. Who else? Yeah, Midnight. Anyway, so I come on down there. We come on down there. And I asked him. I said who? I said when I was looking in the opposite direction, did anybody do anything? Tell me, did anybody, act like they wasn't trying to hear that or whatever going on? They said no. He said no, man. He said no. He said everybody, they were sitting there just listening. They were tending to listen. I said, all right. Because I had already said I was going to punish because, I don't do that. I'm not a gang leader. I wasn't in no gang stuff. My people was family with me, but I understand, I respect. I didn't come there to change nothing for nobody else. I came to live my best life on a compound, hating being in jail. I hated every minute of being in jail. I had a couple of times where I smiled, got drunk, or may have some good news. But 90% of the time, I was miserable. Men's an animal, we're not animals to be locked up like that. And too many people get comfortable in jail. But they still miserable. Them same dudes, they miserable. I never put out of 28 years in jail, I never put a picture on the wall. I never put a picture of my family on the wall. I never put a calendar on the wall. I had the same shoes and suit when I got out that I bought when I got in penitentiary. I bought two of them and I came home with both of them. Man, I'm lying. I gave one away and I came home with one. Only time I wore them was when I went and took pictures to let my family see and smile for my family. Say, hey, so they wouldn't be worrying about me. I smiled, took pictures in the clothes, tennis shoes, same thing with tennis shoes. 28 years, I probably bought 3 pair of tennis shoes. I didn't go run by every pair of tennis shoes I had in there. I exercised in their stuff. I worked out in their stuff. I did anything that needed with stress. I put the stress on their stuff. I tear up their institutional clothes and turn them back in and get more. I did not tear up the stuff that my family spend their hard-earned money on. I only wear that when I went to took a visit. When I went to a visit or I took a picture. And that's just being honest with you. I was captive in there. I didn't walk down there to them people and say, hey, come lock me up because I can't live out on the streets. They came and got me. And they took me by force and put me in jail. So I wasn't trying to be comfortable there. I tried to make myself as uncomfortable as possible so that I have the mindset, if I ever got out, not to want to go back. Everything you say you wouldn't do, they make you do in there. Ain't nobody going to tell me this. Yes, you is. Ain't nobody going to do it. Yes, you is. So again, that's the situation. The only couple of situations I had with being in a leadership position on a compound and coming there. And people use the word taking over a compound. I never took over a compound. I integrated myself into it. And that's important when you're dealing with men, just like right now here on the street. Everybody want to go here and tell this dude this here and make this dude do this here, make these dudes do this here, instead of try to teach them some things and give them some knowledge and teach them some things. Oh, hey, man, this work for you, this work for us. This better for you, this better for us. Them dudes ain't stupid, they'll listen. But when you come down there, you better do this, you better do this, you better do this here, they're going to resist it. I will resist it. I tell a dude right now, if I tell you, hey, man, get that dude this Bible, and you take it over there and hit him across the head with it, And then when I see and give it to him, then I see the dude a week later and say, hey, man, you read the Bible? Nah, I throw that thing down. What? Why would you do that? The way it was delivered. You delivered the thing with hatred, with anger, and malice, or even judgmentation. But if you deliver that same Bible with, hey, how you doing? Hey, brother, check this out. What's going on? You all right? Hey, you ate anything today? Let's sit down and eat. What's going on, man? Let's take this in. That dude, he may sit back and peep in there. You tell him a little bit, hey, man, you know the law is set up like this, blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah, blah. He may peep through it. If he don't, you did what you're supposed to do. You ain't going to make no man do nothing. But when you go there putting people down and making people littler than you and smaller than you because you ain't never had a record. But you done did just as much dirt as everybody on the street. You just ain't been caught. You done did a different dirt. A lot of these judges get caught. They've been child molesting and all these people get caught. They've been embezzlement and everything. That's a crime. All of it's a crime. I was just face forward. Okay, again. Thank you again. Hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit that bell icon. So you know my next video come out. I'm getting ready for this live, man. I'm talking. I'm ready to talk. I'm ready for people to ask me some questions because it's too many things being caught in the middle that people asking me, and I can't really address all of them, and I don't like that. I like to, as you know, there's no person who has written me in a comment that I have not answered. I answer every comment. I'm Mr. Answer Back. I mean, so I'm answering, so I'm going to give y'all the opportunity. We're going to set it up. I'm going to do it on Facebook, TikTok, and everything. I'm going to give y'all some chances, and we're going to answer some questions. I'm going to give it to y'all raw. I ain't taking nothing from nobody, and if I don't answer a question, then it may be a question I don't answer. It may be concerning somebody who still got some litigation going on, or it may be concerning somebody that somebody may just be trying to put a false law on. No, I'll take that back. If it's somebody trying to put a false law on, I'm gonna tell my aspect of it and the truth of it, because I do see that happening on a regular. You know, everything, and I got another. I'm gonna get at y'all, okay? Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you know my next video coming out. Peace.